Morning guys, it's Scotty here. Got a new hat. This the lads at work brought me this hat. I think it's a cool hat. It's even got, if you've got a bit of stubble, the flaps hook in like hook and loop or hook it pads. It's quite good. Or if you don't like that look, your ears get too toasty, you can always put it up. I don't think it's a flat down day, but anyway. So it's Christmassy and everything. Anyway, Saturday morning. It's 10 degrees centigrade, so it's a bit warmer today. It's not too bad, so pretty good. It's not a John Kerry day. Don't think you can see behind me. It's the clock's wrong, but no, the clock's about right actually. It's yeah, rained for about the last week, I reckon. So all the roads are flooded. Not terrible, but passable. In the background, I've got my buddy Mike Frady, Classic Cruiser. And Mike, yeah, I got your sticker, sir. Thank you very much. He's in the middle of a project for a Nova, and yeah, really good guy. Go and check his channel out.
So I'm going to post this video real quick and give y'all something to
There you go, that's what he sounds like, that's what his place looks like. Go and check him out. Classic Cruiser, nice chap. So we'll stick you up on the board in a minute, on the wall with my other friends. And today is going to be sorting these little buggers out. I've got my new rings. I bought myself the engines at work. I've always been building. I've got bloody great big pistons in them, 3-inch, 4-inch pistons. So I've got myself a little a smaller piston ring clamp that will do the small pistons. Goes up to 3-inch, but it should just do our do my pistons all right. So that's good. It does 53mm to 175mm. So we're just covered with that. So that's what I'm going to be up to. I've got another video on here ready to go. It seems to be the only way I can find time to catch up on everybody. Just watch one with I'm like 3 days behind again, so just watch one with Darren talking about his old work buddies, and I want to see them, I want to catch up with them, see what they're up to. Sounds pretty cool, so we'll be catching up with them. So that's what we're up to. It's definitely not a John Kerry day today. It's raining, it's nasty, it's horrible and poo. So that's what we're doing. Alright, speak to you later. Hello guys. I never believe the packaging, never believe the writing. I want to check for myself. We'll check. We use the packaging as a reference, and then check it ourselves as well. If I can get it out of the bloody box. I love this old writing, don't you? First bit. Get the old rings off the pistons. I'm going to use some soft jaws in me voice. I'm a clumsy bugger again, so I don't have enough hands, so I'm going to use one just to hold it. Alright guys, got my con rod and my piston in the vise. Just needs to be gentle, just so you can't rock it about. Even old rings on the edges are bloody sharp. There are tools you can buy to fit and remove rings, but fairly typically I haven't got one. But I do have thick thumbnails, which is quite handy. But just basically pop them off. Avoid scraping the ring up the piston, otherwise you've got a bit of cleaning up to do. Basically pop them all off. I don't believe these rings have been in very long, so in a minute we'll be checking the ring groove. Right, put them back in. I put them on top of each other so I know which way they come off, just in case I have a bit of a brain fart in a minute and struggle. So the ring grooves are fairly clean. You know, when an engine's done some miles, you'll have sort of big coke build up inside there. So to clean them up, you basically take a broken ring of the same size, and don't need a lot of force. Just drop it in the when you get the ring from the right one. Just pop this bottom one off a minute. These this particular bottom one's made of 3 parts, so just pop them all off together, right, separately. Again, taking care not to scratch the piston if you can help it. But they are pretty clean. Like I say, I don't think that it's done a lot of miles, this engine, if any. Well, if hardly any. And don't forget to throw away from your bench any dirty rags that you've had lying around. Don't want any crap. Basically, anyway, if you need to clean your groove out, you get the ring from the groove that you're going to be cleaning out. Just gently, you don't have to use lots of force, because they're sharp as anything anyway when they're broken on the edge. Just drop it in there and push it round, and it will clean up the bottom of the ring groove. Try not to tip it anyway, because you'll taper the ring groove. You want to keep the ring groove nice and sharp like that. So in my sprayer, I've got really thin oil, which I'm using as a cleaner. Basically a mix of WD-40 and engine oil. But we're looking nice and clean everywhere. So okay, so the piston's ready. Chef Tush is in the background doing his body work. He's kicking ass, so that's good. I've got my shells ready to go on my con rods, big end shells. I've checked the size, they're correct. New old stock, so there was some rust marks on the back, you know, where it's been in storage. Just very quickly clean them off with the thin oil and a piece of fine Scotch-Brite, just to get rid of the little rust marks. But my ring is set up. Quite often you get instruction book with the rings, so read them, even if you have done it lots of times. On this particular, this is a top compression ring. You can see it's got top written on it, so we're pretty good to go. I do need to check my ring gaps. I'm not the one that's done the engine work on this car, so I don't know what state the barrels are in really. I've cleaned them up. There are some bits and pieces going on in there, so I do want to check that these rings aren't going to get tight and bind up in there. So basically the ring gap, when the compression's on, when the pistons and rings are in the barrel, it's obviously going to squeeze up and get tighter. From the little instruction book, the ring gap on this engine should be no more than 40 thou and no less than 10 thou. So I've got my feeler gauges ready. You need to do the measurement where there's no wear in the bore, so it's over the very, very top if it's an engine like this. So now I've got about 1/4 of an inch no, probably near 1/8 of an inch gap from the top of the rings or the very bottom. So just pop it in there very gently. Make sure it doesn't tip or twist. Make sure your gloves don't get caught in it, because that's going to give you a false reading. This engine has no lip, so I'm safe to do it at the top. Feeder gauges. Normal feeder gauges. So I've got a 10 and an 11 out ready. The 10 pops in there nice and slack, so I'll pop in an 11. Actually, I'll try 12 just in case. Make sure your feeder gauges are immaculately clean. Can't get a 12 in there, so it's 11 thou, so we're well within our limit. We're not too tight and we're not too slack. And we're okay to start building up number 1 cylinder. All the rest is all clean. My end cap perfectly clean. I've checked the landings. There's no burrs. Nothing that could have caused me to think that the big end won't tighten up properly. My tab washer is ready to go. My bolts are nice and clean. We're ready to go.
We got a few parts.
Sorry, just another quick check that you need to do before I forget everything again. I've just put the bottom ring in. You just need to make sure, I don't know how I'm going to get this in this position, you need to make sure that the ring will sit right back in the groove. It needs to have a good 10 thou at least, maybe 8-10 thou.
And then we kind of said, well,
if it doesn't, then the rings are too wide. Okay guys.